Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time coming. I've got a lot of requests from people to ask me to make a video from my Fire Knight team, and now's the time. So let's get right into it. Alright, before we get into the composition, we have to give credit where credit is due, and this is originally known as the ROM composition, but it's taken a lot of different forms and a lot of different champions that plugged into fill a certain role or need. So the original composition video that inspired me was by Murder Inc.'s video, so make sure to head over to his channel and check out his videos as well. Amazing, fantastic content creator. And I also want to give a big shout out to my friend TM Surfer, who originally helped me build this composition in the first place a while ago. So make sure to head over to his Twitch channel too, guys. Awesome streamer. Make sure to show him lots of love and support. I'll have a link in the description down below. Alright, so onto the composition. So this team has taken a lot of different forms. Most people are using a Ghostborn to make it 100% efficient. But with a Ghostborn, you still have to have an insane geared team to make it really fast. But that's just in general for most teams. If you want to make a team really fast and efficient, it's going to be geared like crazy, right? But I don't have a Ghostborn, so I had to find a way to compensate for that, because Ghostborn says his defense down cannot be resisted, right? So a lot of chance in the game like Venus or Lydia, they do have a 100% chance to put a defense down and weaken, but there's always a 3% chance of getting it resisted. That's just how it works in the game. That's just how it is. So they have nothing in their kit that says this cannot be resisted. It can be resisted, no matter what your accuracy is. Make it as efficient as we can, close to 100% as possible, while being really fast, and we got that to work. Alright, so onto the team. Speaking of Lydia, we'll just start with her. So I do have my Lydia in a shield set and speed set as well. And what I wanted to focus on here was getting her as fast as possible. So I have her going the fastest on my team, and she does have enough accuracy as well. This is a bit overkill, but I do use her in Doom Tower as well. So that is what I'm using for my Lydia, and these are the stats. And I know it's not crit capped ideally the way it should be, but I kind of just chucked whatever I had on her, and I ended up using crit rate gloves because I needed that extra crit rate to make it 100%. So I didn't really go out of my way to change anything else because I don't really want to strip any of my main champions apart. And this is getting the job done, so it's fine. But if I can get more attack, more crit damage, then that would be ideal. Alright, so the most important gear on all of these champions is going to be the Blood Shield accessory. So this is so vital because you get an extra buff on your champion that's attacking before your Seer goes and nukes everybody down, which we will get into. And this is a separate shield buff added on top of the shield set buff. An extra buff is really important for this composition to work. And I do have her fully booked out. And what makes her so special is she brings AoE defense down, AoE weaken. She places a strengthened buff and an increased speed buff on all your allies, including her. So that brings a lot of extra buffs for your Seer to just strip off and nuke down the waves. And these are the masteries. The one thing that's really important for these kind of runs, especially in dungeon speed farming, is you want to get the War Master, because when you're farming stage 25 or 21 to 25 rather, you want to go with War Master for the boss fights because you're going to kill the boss a lot faster with the War Master. Whereas the Helm Smasher or the Flawless Execution, the damage is capped in stage 21 to 25, so the War Master is going to be the way to go. Alright, so since this team is built around one champion, let's talk about it right now. So Seer is the next champion in here, and basically I have her built in Savage set and as much crit damage as possible. Now, this is the one champion where you don't really care too much about her attack. Having the attack would be nice to some degree, just so you can do extra damage to the boss once you get there, or even on some ways if you maybe miss defense down or weaken somewhere. But yeah, you don't really need to focus on attack at all. Her Karma Burn has nothing to do with attack and everything to do with her crit damage and the amount of buffs you're stripping off. So 100% crit rate is what you want to go for at the minimum, and as much crit damage as possible. And with Savage that she is going to be nuking really hard. If you can get more crit damage than this, then it'll make it more safe, the run that is. And you can actually have less buffs than you need. And I have her built in War Master and not Flawless Execution, so I could actually get her to 320% crit damage with Flawless Execution, or I can actually put more gear too if I wanted to, but this is good enough for me and it just looked pretty, so it's getting the job done with this. So onto the skills. Yeah, she's already fully booked out, and this is the ability that makes her nuke so hard. It removes all buffs from all allies and enemies, then attacks all enemies. Damage increases according to the number of removed buffs. Has a 50% chance of placing a sleep debuff on all enemies for one turn. The chance of placing a sleep debuff increases by 5% for each buff removed, inflicts less damage to the bosses. So this is based on enemy max HP, and this is just a strong hitting nuke. It's the best. She's the best wave clear in the game, outside of Zavia and Elonaro, depending on the team composition. But yeah, she is technically the queen of nuking. And onto her masteries, again, like I said, I don't have her in Flawless Execution, which gives her additional 20% crit damage. You can go with this, it's completely fine. If you think you're lacking crit damage, then there's nothing wrong with going with this. The only thing is it's going to slow down your run a little bit if you don't go War Master once you get to the boss. If you want to make the run more safe, then I would definitely go with the Flawless Execution. And one more thing, so like I said earlier, you do want Blood Shield on everybody on the team. She's the one champion you do not need the Blood Shield for, because once everyone gets their turn going and gets a hit on the opponents, they're going to get that shield from the Blood Shield accessory. But she's not going to be doing any attacking before that. Basically, once they all go, she's going to be using her Karma Burn, so she doesn't get a chance to physically attack anybody. So that's why you don't really need Blood Shield on her at all. Alright, so over to my Allure. She is built in Speed set and Accuracy set. And I do have Blood Shield accessory like I said earlier. And here are stats. So she is going slightly slower than my Lydia. Ideally, you want to get your Allure as fast as possible. Like the minimum would be like 275-ish. The faster the better. So you can make sure she gets last around the Fire Knight boss if anything. But I have her built with 85% crit rate because she is strong affinity against stage 25 Fire Knight. And as much attack as possible, as much crit damage as possible while maintaining a high speed, decent amount of accuracy as well. This is overkill for Fire Knight 25, but that's just how I have her built at the moment. And I do have her fully booked out, so you don't actually have to book her. It's not necessary. All I'm really using her for is this. I did want to maximize my damage to make the time go faster, or just in case she needs to do additional damage on the waves in case my defense down or weaken doesn't land. And over to her masteries. So she is going to be the only champion on the team that's using Giant Slayer instead of the War Master because she has a triple hitter on day 1. Alright, so onto my Royal Guard. So this is something I've been experimenting with. Reflex set is pretty fun, and I had enough gear to make it work. So I just wanted to maximize my timer once I get to the boss fight, so he can get the takedowns reset as much as possible. So I used to have him built in Savage set, which is great, especially if you don't have enough buffs for the wave clearing, or if you want to just make sure you can one-shot the wave if you don't land a defense down or weaken, if you don't have a Ghostborn. But Reflex set has been really good for me as well. And again, he's also in Blood Shield. And here are the stats. So I do have him fully booked out as well. And for the masteries, here we go. So this is a champion, ideally you would want to go with Helm Smasher or the Flawless Execution. But in this case, I haven't built with War Master because the problem is there is a damage cap when it comes to stage 21 to 25. So this doesn't really help me much at all. I'm not really doing much damage to the boss with this. This does help out on waves, but it's like I said, I haven't built just right where I don't need to do that. So I haven't built in War Master. Alright, so on to my last champion. My rare champion is going to be Renegade. So I actually used to use my Chimera in place of Renegade, and I had him built really fast with a lot of damage, and it would result in faster times, a 1% less win rate, but I had to use my Chimera for Arena, so I'm settling for the Renegade, but it's working out great. So she is using immunity set for the extra buff for the Seer to strip off, enough accuracy so she can land her speed decrease, and here are the stats. And again, a bit overkill on the accuracy, so you don't have to go that crazy high. And I do have her fully booked out, and she's going to be resetting the cooldown of all our champions by 2 turns, whereas the Chimera does it instantly. But the Chimera isn't bringing a triple hitter on day 2, and the decreased speed right here, which is really nice and important. And onto the masteries. And again, she is also in War Master. So you can use her at level 50. Most people have Renegade at 50 and leave it there. But I wanted to maximize my time and damage on the Fire Knight boss, so I built her in War Master. So it increases my speed runs. But you don't have to max her out like this and you can leave her at 50, but it's just going to be a little slower. Alright, so on to stage 25 against Fire Knight in Spirit Affinity. We have Royal Guard in the lead with the Ally Attack Aura. So the order is going to go like this. We have Lydia bringing the AoE defense down, weaken, strength and buff on our entire team, as well as increased speed, and followed by the Allure, who's going to come with the A2. So her A2 has a small percentage chance of putting a defense down on everybody, a weak version, and if it lands, then it's going to put them to sleep as well. So in case the Lydia does not land her defense down, we have a backup with the Allure to land it as well. So that's going to increase our odds of trying to make these runs as fast as possible, as well as completing it in general. So we have the Allure going after her, and after that we have the Renegade, who is going to be holding onto the reset, and then we have the Royal Guard coming in with the takedown. He's going to be doing a massive amount of damage to the wave as well, but not enough to kill them. And then the Seer is going to come in with the Karma Burn and just nuke down everybody. So this is how I have the presets built right now. So for the Royal Guard, I have him prioritizing Takedown. Lydia, I just left her as is. So we have her prioritizing Karma Burn. Alure is just as is. And we have Renegade using the A1 first. So let's do the run. And I'll just turn on Super Rays too. So we do AoE defense down and weaken, followed by the Alure, followed by Renegade, and take down enough damage. Boom. And then we're going to have to reset here with the Renegade. So the Seer actually went before the Royal Guard this time because she nuked down the wave on wave 1 and basically increased her speed by 6 for each kill, and you can do it up to 18 that she kills. So her speed is going to increase too. The timing of this is not ideal. In the wrong composition, you have her ending with the A3 or the A2, but in this, it's a little bit different. It's just, I don't know, it just kind of worked out for me this way. So you can see the War Master procs doing a lot of extra damage there. And then Alure controlling the turn meter and never letting the boss go. We got the reset going and rinse and repeat. Boom. Let's run it back. We will run it again. I actually want to show you guys what the run would be like if we don't land the weaken or the defense down. So we'll run it back again. Because it'll fall out of rotation once that happens. And then you guys can see what it will be like if it's like in a bad scenario. Okay, we landed everything there. Okay, we didn't land defense down on the one over there, but it didn't matter because if you guys, yeah, I couldn't, well, if you, maybe you guys can pause it, but the defense down did land on the middle one, on the net throw, and we had the Alure land her mini defense down on her, or him. But yeah, this is basically the team I'm running for this year in 2022. So it's been really efficient. I ran this a lot over the past Fire Night events for I think it was Savage Set Drop, 2-time Savage Set Drop, and yeah, it's a 99% win rate, 99%, which is really good. A little bit faster there. Yeah, I might hold on to that. Okay, let's run it back again. I want to see what it's like if we don't land the defense down weaken here. Okay, we landed everything again. But like I said, guys, if you want to, you can increase the crit damage on Seer with using Flawless Execution if you like to get it higher and higher. And these, okay, we didn't land it there. So out of sync. We are out of sync right now. Not from the first wave, which would be a more ideal way to show you, but we're out of sync against the boss. So you guys want to see a different scenario. So no defense down weaken there. Okay, so yeah, this is a bad one. This is a bad run. So this is considered a bad run, but it's still fine. As long as she goes, it's over. Once she's going and we have the speed decrease, it's a wrap. He's never getting a turn, and it's just cakewalk from here. The Ren will probably die though from her own reset. If she gets another one off, which doesn't really matter. Like once you get to the boss, all you really need is the Alure to go as fast as possible, and the boss will never get a turn. So this run became a little slower, which is unfortunate, but I want you guys to see all the worst case scenario too, which was pretty much something like this. Alright, so it was a bad run and it was a 1 minute and 39 seconds. But I really want to show you what it would be like if the first wave doesn't land. But most of the times we're okay because our damage is so strong. Okay, we didn't land defense down over there. But like I said, right there, net throw. See, no defense down. But our lure came in with the backup small defense down. And we were able to get it done. So it's kind of like what I wanted to show you. Ish. Okay. But you guys get the idea. And I will actually show you an example of a recent Fire Knight run that I did, where I did 300 runs and it was 297 out of 300, which is 99% win rate. I'll have it up here right now. Really fast. So there are different variations to this composition, like I said in the beginning of the video. I want to give a shout out to my guy Alure. He does have a very similar composition, but he's using a crew Traxa instead of roller guard, and he's also doing about very similar time to me. But his runs are basically 100% win rate. And I'll show you an example of his screenshot that he sent to me as well. So make sure to head over to Alure's Twitch channel and YouTube channel and show him a lot of support and love too, guys. Alright, so there you have it, guys. That is my team. If I do get a Ghostborn, I would take out the Lydia and I would have to increase, I would have to get better gear on everybody basically, because I'm losing the double buff. I'm losing weaken. So my Seer would have to nuke a little harder and I would need better gear on top of everything. So that would be the scenario. But again, you don't need a Ghostborn to make this as efficient as possible. 99% win rate is superb, especially at this kind of win rate speed. But yeah, I wanted to make this video for you guys because I've got a lot of requests in the past. People on Twitch stream have always been asking me, hey, are you going to make a video for your Fire Knight team? So I finally did it, guys. Here you go. So thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. I appreciate you all so much. If you enjoyed my content in general, please make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you all in the next video.